Assalamu alaikum. Abdul the app, and we back at it. It's going to be a video reaction. This so the title is going to be part five of the piece from Kev Mac videos, the conversion to Islam, Bam Bam, and Blackie's conflict with the Brams. All right, we're gonna check this out. Let's get into it. I used to watch Kev Mac videos. I stopped for a while, but that's some interesting information. Even how certain quarrels with old gang members in the LA area, and how before the gangs were split up and turned into different factions with different purposes, they used to be able to, they were meant to create protection for the black communities against law enforcement and other ailments of the black community. This, of course, attracted me because it said Islam in it. So we're going to check it out. It's going to be a real reaction. All right.
Change your name over.
Well, 76 was official, but I was known as Danifu in 1968.
And what made it official? What made you do that?
Well, I had to go up there and get the affidavits and learn how to do it at law, publish it in the newspaper, and I'll go through the process.
No, I'm just saying, was that like an Islamic conversion for you, or what was that?
Partly, but you know, Danifu not an Islamic name, so it was partially when I start trying to get interested in Islam. That's where Kareem came from. But Danifu come from when back in 1968 we was trying to be black. You know, I never really highlighted my Islamic background because it caused obstacles.
You said back in 1968 when we was trying to be black. Interesting statement.
So a lot of people didn't even know I was a Muslim when I was doing all that. I wasn't telling them what straw I was drinking from. I come out of CYA. You understand me? I've been through all that goofy shit they was arguing over.
CYA is an infamous California youth authorities, like a kiddie prison. People always say CYA games, the mental aids, and the MK Ultra psychological psyops, things like that. A lot of these, these gangsters or whatnot, whatever you might want to call them, they have certain traumas from those actual places as well.
I was a Crip and I was the representative of the Muslims in the damn jail because I knew more black studies than they did. So it's like, oh man, go on.
That's funny you say that, because there's been recent debates on the internet about Crips having Islamic backgrounds and that being an issue for some.
It is. Mom always was a Muslim. Mom's brother Rayfield was a Muslim.
When you say Mom.
Oh, but these are like OGs of these gangs. I actually thought more so Damus or Bloods were Muslim. But the Crips, yeah, wow.
Tell us who you're talking about.
Monkey Man, Underground, from Cabrini Green, Chicago, Monk,
So
Big Monk.
So it wasn't abnormal or strange for Crips or gang members in general to have Islamic backgrounds?
No.
From family or conversion or whatever?
Not at all. Not at all, because after the 65 riot, mostly everybody had somebody that was either with Malcolm or was in the Panther Party or the movement in LA. Somebody had somebody. I just happened to be one who didn't live that far away from the Panther office. And my mama let me go. And I liked what I saw. You understand me? And I want to be like that.
Early this morning, Los Angeles to serve arrest and search warrants. They were met by gunfire. 3 policemen were wounded in the first shooting, and a long siege began. Everyone was ordered out of the area, and the battle went on sporadically for 5 hours.
But then when they all got shot up and disappeared away, the only leaders we really had was the ones we grew up with. Bimbo, Tookie, Raymond. Be honest with you, Tookie had a Huey P. Newton profile.
What about your future? You're on the street next week.
I will continue to organize the black community in a political fashion.
I will help in the campaign of Eldridge Cleaver for president. My own campaign for 7th congressional district, and I think this will be a large job because it's going to be done from a grassroots level, from door to door in the community. It will we will consider the people on 7th Street who stand on the corners, who have lost all faith in this society. As a matter of fact, all other will attempt to rehabilitate them, to show them that there is possibly some gains in political action, and if it's sincere, and if the black people have exclusive control of it within their community. So in my campaign,
Where people might say, "Oh, that nigga need to shut up." Raymond, oh, people, hey, I knocked the nigga out. I did. Shut up, man.
Hey, listen, most blacks' first introduction to Islam is through the Nation. Was that your experience?
No, my first introduction to Islam was in the Black Panther Party and the teachings of Malcolm X.
Interesting.
Then I decided to find out how did Islam begin. So since I was into history, I didn't know it yet, but I want to know the origin of it. How did this thing really, what produced Malcolm? What I want to know. How did they make a nigga like that? I want to know what went
You said, how they make a nigga like that?
into him to make him come out like that, to be honest. And when I was in YA, I was trying to use Malcolm X autobiography like as a blueprint to see if I could come out of this shit. Because I actually wrecked some stuff in my life. The average nigga be like, shit, you gave away all that just to be a crip? Hell, nigga, you crazy. You right. But anyway, I had to figure out how to come up out of that shit to be myself. I wasn't never a crip that wasn't thinking. So I had to think, man. I done had big homeboy snitch. You know, that kind of takes some shit off. What? I seen people do some weird shit. So when they come to me with something crazy, I be like, oh yeah, is that right? And they always tell you, he got it.
This is a triple OG.
I'm sorry.
Temper took it. We waiting on you on death row. We wait, G. We know you're gonna get it, nigga. You know I know you. I'll be like, I ain't coming.
So what branch of Islam did you study or did you
All of them.
identify with?
All of them.
I wonder if you ever studied the Ahmadiyya Muslim community.
All of them, man.
And what's this thing you and Maniac got going on?
Oh, the seven. Well, that's their sect. You like had the Magnificent Seven. They the 7th day. They smoke sevens. Like keeps it there. Yeah, they probably like the OGs of the Insanes. So when they had 7, it just happened natural. Well, this Circle 7, it represents, Tribe of Shabazz.
Oh, he's more Science Temple. Okay. Also got information from Ahmadi Muslim community.
And the Moles. But that 7 always been with us. Check out all them black exploitation movies when you go in the barbershop. You go see 7 on the wall somewhere. Well, you understand, because this is part of our culture. I'm glad this one was blue though. I'm being real with you. A lot of Bloods be Moors. Some of them must think that only Bloods could be Moors.
Yeah, I kind of thought a lot of Bloods were, leaning towards the Muslim path or the Fives and things like that, like Peace Stones. I thought, I didn't know Crips are actually, within the movement as far back as the late 60s. This is interesting.
That's the most ignorant thing ever. But our people be thinking some bizarre things. And, when it comes to my tribe, where I come from, I want to make sure they got cutting edge information, whatever age I'm in.
Is that similar to like the East Coast dudes, 5%ers? Is that?
Yeah, but this the real deal. All that stuff came from some real people. Problem with us is we don't want to recognize the real people because the Hollywood version or whatever the lawful version is always covers up the original version. And so we, as historians, we got to dig back to get the real deal, because we know if we be ourselves, we going to be mightier than we was when they turned us into the slave mine, which is real. Crip ain't never been no slave. That's the good part of Crip. It's impossible to make a real Crip a slave. He will rebel like Nat Turner in 5 minutes.
Rebellion and no structure. Tear it all down.
Right. So now, talking about Tookie, they had structure, right? They was trying to formulate a structure. How you think they had Mac Thomas, Tookie, James Miller, Vernon Swan, let's see. Oh man, all them people from all them different gangs together in unity, and we ain't had no structure. We had structure. Problem is, when they moved the structure out the way, the hustlers came through with the wassel. They wasn't Crip or blood. Didn't give a damn about you. You understand me? And we got faded by the Bloods. When all them Crips start flooding the damn jail, we ain't on the street no more. And by the time you get back out, oh, Big Willie think he can smoke some crack and it ain't gonna flip his ass. How long do it take when they got out? They be buff. It took them like 90 days. They jacked up. So the youngsters start saying, what kind of OG is you, nigga? They flunked. But all the drugs before, nigga could think, like, give me atomic bomb, I got that. Give me this, you got that. Man, I ain't even high yet. Man, you high, you just picked up that car and threw it over there in that building.
Yo.
He walked off the doggone 3-story apartment building thinking he could fly. You high, nigga. You already know that. But crack took the OGs out, that first generation. And they lost status.
Also took a lot of the Black Panther Party out, and the allegations. Some were also drugged and also COINTELPRO programs. But yeah, that crack era, you know, that CIA operation took away a lot of our generations. You know, that pandemic, the epidemic, which is not recognized like that today. Now, as people are worried about the opioid crisis within the Black community after all of this pain and this trauma connected to it, has been taboo to use hard drugs actually in a lot of our communities. Now, so-called, you know, white Americans are dying so much, and also Black Americans, but more so on the part of dabbling within hard drugs is not as much taboo. And now it's a pandemic, and now Trump is sending troops to even Mexico to stop sending things up.
Once they lost status, it was a done deal.
And that's kind of weird, right? So when blacks get hooked on drugs, like you said, crack, they lose status. But in the Mexican gang culture, they be on heroin.
That's a fact. Other people's drugs are more acceptable and less as taboo. Now it's more so of a taboo from the Black community. You look down upon. But like you said, for Mexican communities and also Anglo-American communities, white, it's not as much as a taboo.
And these dudes is Mexican mafia is running the whole show high off heroin.
Sir, good point. Boy, good point. We're going to have to go catch up with some people from, I'll tell you later. Guess what? We have been under the power of heroin since World War II. When some ethnic group...
That's a fact. My grandfather, you know, he was a user until he joined the Nation of Islam, which cleaned up his life, and then joined the mass conversion with Wafiuddin Muhammad into Orthodox Islam.
Was given the green light with the heroin. That's how they keep control of gangsters. You ain't gonna shake that chain. You're gonna bow down.
So you can't make no crip, no slave, but they're happy with them chemical cuffs. Them drugs, man. Drugs are bad. All right. Stay clear from that stuff.
You might even kill for it. That's why it's free, at least at first. And that's what problems we have. I know y'all been to the pen, some of y'all. In the pen, the reason the dope dealer runs the pen is because everybody want that medication. They ain't got time for y'all to be riding and stuff. They trying to get high, be comfortable and shit. You messing up this drug trade, nigga. I done bought my wife a house and I'm in the pen. Now y'all gonna start killing the wrong damn people. They gonna get you. Once I realized that the game was being controlled by a hand that wasn't ours and we getting the shortest stick on it.
In a world where you've constantly been told what you can't do, who will you choose to be when presented with something different? Ask your healthcare provider what could be.
Siggy's. Less sets you free.
Commercials, I ain't mad at you, kid, man.
I probably got even more militant in the sense that we getting punked on a level that we can't perceive. And by being young people, we don't know the game is real and it's down and dirty with no pity. Now, you can listen to your parents so as far as you can go. But at a certain point, you figure you know what you're doing. And in most cases, we don't. And so if you had the leaders, this is what the old folks used to do. They sit and watch the children, and they see who the little bullies when the children are playing. And they would pick the bullies to raise them up and elevate them, and then send them back out there. And that's what they was doing to us. That's how we end up in Factor Brookings. You know, 1 minute we got the OGs teaching us how to do raids on the whole city. Next minute, everybody who knew how to do raids was gone. Now we the only ones out there doing it. And we ain't all that compared to the original generation. I give him that. Mark, he 1 or 2 years old. I give him that. He might have been shorter than me. I give it to him. That's one of my elders. Buddha, I like him. He crazy, full of guns and stuff. He wasn't my elder. Tookie fighting over Buddha because Buddha was always trying to figure out what's this little nigga's secret. Don't listen to that little nigga. I'm Tookie. All right, you Tookie, man, but damn, you know, you got carte blanche. You get free gas, free trim, free education. They just had a big carrot from my friend Tookie. Like the big old carrot to lead him straight into the Green Mile. He didn't know it was coming. And I'm not ditching him. I'm just giving you the real. They ain't telling the whole story because Blackie told on Tookie, you don't get the whole story of Crip. You get a big old chunk of Crip chopped off when they keep that secret. Because now, who did all these battles? Who made all this ground? Who made these steps? It wasn't y'all. Oh, somebody told me Blackie wasn't shit. He had his shortcomings. But if you got to go to battle, that's what happened to the Brims. I tell you what happened to the Brims. Blackie and Bam Bam is what happened to the Brims. Now, I don't care if Blackie don't like it, and we need to get Bam Bam out because he's like family, even if he's mad at me. That's what happened to the Brims. Really. Truthfully. And all them other little dudes, Tony Stacy, who was your, they was under Bam Bam.
Yeah, I know it's a lot more. There was a lot more Brim sets. And their acronym, they're saying now that it's Black Revolution in Motion, something like that. But yeah, it used to be a lot more Brim sets out there. And now 5'9", which is no longer in South Central California. Now that's like one of the biggest Brim sets all over the world. And I guess their hub is in San Diego, South Side. Hoorah!
They was under Bam Bam and Blackie when I left. I know. And you know, Bam Bam represent East Side, Blackie represent. They was together right there on Vermont, right there. They was all under one troop. So I know what happened to the Brims. And I know what happened to the Figueroas. I just can't figure out how they end up going from Brim to Crip after all he been through. And after what I can. How about this? I want to kill some Crips. So I say I'm a Crip. And when they come over here, I'm going to mow their ass down. That sound right? That's what, I don't know. Somebody going to have to answer that one for me.
You talking about when he made that leak to Pomona?
Yeah. Now they Crips. Richard Miles. He was the main. A lot of people who say Richard, the Figueroas wasn't never their enemy. You either don't come from LA or you wasn't banging. Don't lie now. Oh, the Brims, we wasn't fighting Brims. What city you come from? Oh, a city way over there where they wasn't there yet? And that's my take. I know I got people who probably could fade me, but they can't. I ain't never had no problems with Verdi Swan. I like the way he came. We came with a real more than them movie star kind of people's hiding stuff. I knew something happened when he left. That's what happened to the Swans. Look, a whole big old chunk of East Side gone, ain't it? A big chunk, really the home front. But when we was growing up,
Ground zero.
There you go. Yeah, man. That's why when we was growing up, I ain't never had no problems out of it. Verdi Swan, Craig Cranach, what's his name? The one, Alvin. Oh, we all family. On the real tip. I don't know what happened, but I'm just telling you, we ain't never had no problems on the east side.
Because there was no separation among Crips at that time. You know what I mean? You was a Crip, you was welcome to the family. They had one big old family.
It's me, Dan Fogler.
John Slattery.
Lana Priya.
PJ Byrne.
Check out
The Rainmaker.
Rainmaker.
The Rainmaker.
See you in court.
Am I good? Nick's leak proof? Oh, you're good.
Problems happen on
Want to see that mayonnaise? Thank you, YouTube.
the west side when they start fighting each other. People telling me Crips ain't got no park. Crips ain't trade. Yeah. You know, all kind of little things like that. I ain't no problem with people being co-founders. No problem. Nobody really have a problem with that.
Were you around for the Sentinel Park meeting days, the little Sundays and all that?
When they was doing that, we were in college. We would visit them. If we, like when they used to have the festival in Black, sometimes we come through there with stuff and we see them and we all act the fool with each other and take pictures and keep moving, right? That's the last time I seen Hoover Joe was there when the festival was in Black. But Centinela, I was never going over there like them when the family was created and it got bigger. Reason I wasn't going over there is because I was doing other things.
That was a straight shot down Florence from where you live.
Yeah, but problem is I didn't stay on Bonzella, man. The Figueroas tried to assassinate me on the roof of my apartment building, and they roll on Bulldogs Queen, was the main Criplet that I used to work with. They roll on their house, right? So we had to move up out of there. One reason, like who would you say? Only reason we was the ones doing the stuff because they didn't know what to do. So we had to move up out of there because we was the ones doing that stuff. And they still got people run up on you and say, yeah, you want to Raymond boys. I don't really want to be famous by being known as the Crip because we was hurting real live people. No. So if you mess with my children, my people and all that, same thing gonna happen to the cradle to the grave. But I ain't going out there starting nothing with nobody because half the cats that they start fighting was all homies. I can't fight Pyrus with a straight face. It feel funny.
You got to get down with a whole bunch of Crips. You know what I'm saying? So we had to form an alliance. And a lot of us was getting beat up, beat down, rat-packed, jumped on, and other people stood and watched because they were there before me and they had got comfortable in the situation where they could start saying cuz was a bad name to everybody. Then, like I said, we had to adopt the name Blood and use that as our primary language to identify each other. And those who had know that it was not Crips had to stop saying cuz. And then we had to form that alliance in jail. It didn't happen on the streets.
Maybe serious. It feel funny. If I do something that ain't necessarily legit, or righteous, keeping it real. It feel funny with me, man. So I ain't gonna be doing shit like Suge. I ain't never like Suge. I'm going off today. Because there's something wrong with Suge, to me. And if we was all together like we was when we was growing up, then I don't think that would happen. Those kind of things, even though there's something behind Suge that's probably greater than we think. We might be making things look big or small that are bigger. So I just didn't like the way he was doing that. And they still doing that. The industry is controlling our people and it's turning it against our people. So you guys is shrewd. I've been watching coming up through the years. You're shrewd, good. But the key is now, the people, we got Crips all over the world. So now we got to talk to the world. And they got people in the world that need to know that Crips ain't slipping. Right? So they can tell their little Crips in their countries, oh, Crips ain't slipping like that. Plus, we have big access to more resources. Crips have a voice. Y'all heard Bonnie talking? Bonnie done reached some levels. More people need to hear our sister Bonnie. They think they only ones got sisters that can blow. I'm so happy for Bonnie is because Bonnie and her crew put in work for real, like dudes. Except they was women and they wasn't trying to be weird with it. They'd get you before the dudes get you.
Introduce yourself for me.
I'm Bonnie Williams, the ex-wife of Stanley Tookie Williams, the founder of the sister group to the Crips called the Criplets.
I know Bonnie. Yes, and then to see her developed mentally and be able to express it. She's a real queen, for real. Hey, bro, I know. Them Criplets will get you, and it's usually gonna be because you did something wrong. They'll get you because the Crip do something wrong, they'll be hating on you. But, dog, man, I'm so proud of Bonnie and Raymond's daughters. Y'all need to stick with them because we need to grow them, and they gonna pacify them, but we still got the energy. I know y'all know. And we ain't supposed to know. What is the energy? We had the ability to do much more than you ever thought. I hate to say it because they're going to say, oh, they're talking that Crip talk. Well, let's put it this way. Only reason they throw Crips off course is because we the energies is going to overthrow America. We're going to tear this motherfucker up. Let y'all do something right. They ain't going to do nothing right. We ain't got no other choice. We ain't got no other choice. Let them white folks talk about that city of damn car. Break that shit down since they don't so damn smart. You got a plane. It's probably a plane of thought. That's why I'm doing all that study. It had two wings, one red, one blue. If you know linguistics, damn car, this is some shit white folks wrote down 500 years ago. They already know what we're here for. We the ones finding out. That's why they keep their foot on you. Let it up. Every time they let their foot up, we take over some terrain. So they got to keep their foot down. Now, we have to be aware that we had that power. You had a power of speech. We had a power of thinking. And them nuts will enforce it. More of them will than not. They don't like Crips losing. So we had to have a voice. We had to have our own papers, our own barbershops, our own voices. Yeah. Because it's on. You can make the future, but I don't want to get off. Just talking to y'all is like a convention because you are affecting your environment. And man, we can do better than we doing. I want to send this letter to some of the youngsters over there and let them know we support their good acts. That way, if something happens to us over here, they can say, no, we know the OGs, and they said this. And you probably know what the youngsters I'm talking about. Yeah, we put some journalism out there, cuz I promised Raymond's mama that we was gonna set the record straight on him. And then I went to the thing where over there where they had the thing. I got there late, but his mama was still there. And she reached for me, and I'm like, damn. We don't want to. In this life, since you guys getting older too, we don't want to forsake our mothers and the mothers of those who came into our cause and were slain. They got children. Like you say, Bud.
Grip, stability, precision. That's the essence of driving. Lawfin.
Raising the next generation is a big job, but feeding them well, that should be deliciously simple. With Go Macro, there's a nourishing.
I don't know. I feel like after a certain age, a lot of these gang members, they open their minds and they have these. Well, him per se was very youthful in the 60s and 70s with this, but nowadays, also a lot of the older ones have these mindsets, but it's just not getting to the youth. I think that it's just all should be decimated, and it's just like a prideful thing to even hold on to these narratives that just aren't working. I think Malcolm said a man without a watch on his wrist is a man going nowhere. Do you know what time it is? Or they say to do something the same time repeatedly and expect a different outcome. That is the definition of insanity.
Hold on. I didn't want to affect Bud to make it no gangster. I was just a teenager. I tried to make sure he knew everything that a man should know as a warrior and a thinker. I used to even go to juvenile hall and bring him books because when I was in college, I could get in there with UCLA. I didn't bring him no drugs. They thought I was going to bring him.
Assalamu alaikum, daddy's girl. Welcome to the live. This is just a review and some opinions on the conversion to Islam to some original gangsters of Los Angeles street gangs. Remember how I told you, call them tribes out here, due to certain reasons, identity and things of such.
Bring you some drug, nigga. I'm gonna bring you some education.
You bring up college. Did you went to Long Beach State?
Yeah.
And UCLA?
Well, like I told you.
Did you graduate from Long Beach State?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Do you have any still connections to Long Beach State to this day?
Yeah. He get in touch with Amin Rai. He like talking about them crazy niggas came up there.
Tell us about your relationship with Cal State and Long Beach.
Oh, well, we went there in 75, and the previous Black Student Union president, they got killed by the police at some football game. I didn't know that. So I started going to BSU meetings when I got there.
What's BSU?
Black Student Union. And so I started going to their meetings there because I used to go to the meetings in high school.
Danifu had so many things. Mostly what he tried to do was help poor people. They, Danifu and hers, would gather clothing for people in need. There are a lot of questions I would like to answer to. Mashallah, Danifu.
So I went from sergeant at arms to president. And based on the philosophy that we were supposed to be taught, we went out to unite all the BSUs. That's how we was doing it on the street. So We was lucky to had a knucklehead belief that we could do it, and we did it. So that's how I ended up at UCLA. BSU and UCLA was connected to BSU and Long Beach State, but next to the North, we had them all on lock. Because Crips could teach you that. They could teach you how to unite people. Quiet as Remy could teach you how to take a bunch of warring tribes and pull them together into one solid whole. So, with the skills that I learned from being around my homies, we was able to take it to the college and further the so-called revolution here in California, Southern California. You understand? There's a lot of explosions we brought about. And I tried to get y'all some of the pictures of them brothers, but talk to Amon Ra, talk to Omar Bradley, talk to Mr. Dolomite, Michael Christian, talk, have him bring Popeye, Richard Taylor, because we was bringing homeboys, getting them in college.
You hear that, Mike Christian?
Yeah, because he never stopped being with us. He knew what we was doing. When he went to become Mr. Universe, we went to college to do what we call revolution. We gonna turn this mother out. Come on, man. But that's a new version of Crip need to come. That sloppy shit ain't working. Crips used to know how to dress.
A new version of Crip needs to come. No, a whole new movement needs to come, my brother. All right. We also have an association within the Ahmadi Muslim Jamaat called the Pan-African Ahmadi Muslim Association. All right.
Y'all look good, but you know what I'm talking about. Hey, man, I heard some crazy stuff. I know it's against the law, but I can't back up no. Them funny bunnies calling themselves Cribs. That, keep that on the down low, homie. That ain't what we making men and women warriors. If your enemy want to make you a little punk, y'all remember that stuff they say, I'm a Tarrington man, I'd rather fight than switch. Oh, it's a commercial. It's an old commercial too. And basically, that's the generation we came from. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't taught that. Now, Crips are becoming influenced by every trend that rolls around, which means they're not in control of themselves. So we try to give them principles, like when we did, to give them principles that they can't, if they focus on it, say, yeah, reason I like Crip, because there was some love there. All right, cool. Now you need love. Love brings unity. Don't come with hate, because hate gonna bring division, right? If you see a cat doing this,
love brings unity and hate brings division. But you're still holding on to this mindset. Oh, Crip, blah, blah. Like, that needs to go all the way completely. Clean slate. You still you still black, you still Muslim, right? All the other stuff just needs to go away. Like, really, true indeed.
That's one of your brothers back his play. They need principle.
In my humble opinion.
They think we them Hollywood niggas. And, I kind of like being influenced by you and them when I was young, when I lived over there in the Denver Lane neighborhood. I was on my verge to pimping by 12. I wasn't trying to. I lived on that street, and some of the
infamous Figueroa
shooting on that street wasn't wrapped too tight.
Wait, Figueroa was cracking back then?
Sam Cooke got murdered on 108th for Figueroa. They're on 110. My last name Cook too. So
Oh man. It was a long time coming, but I know change gonna come.
Damn, Sam Cooke. Damn, man.
I caught it. And one of the young ladies that got in trouble with that kind of shit lived on 108 in Figueroa. I gotta be thinking about her when I be saying, if it wasn't for the Black Panther Party, I probably would have been a pimp. I wasn't trying to be no pimp. It was just some bad neighborhood, I guess.
I didn't know Fig was a hostel back then.
It was clean though.
I don't know about it, but I heard.
It wasn't like hostels are now. They was in the motels, right by that liquor store. I think it's Al's Liquor.
When did they start being out on the street? Crack or before crack?
When the roster starts serving on the curb.
Very interesting stuff. Well, that was some Craig Mack videos. Hope we don't get any strikes. This is just my humble opinion, or jokes and things like that. It's satirical. Hopefully we're gonna try it out. We're gonna try it out. Pray no strikes, no strikes. This is from Kev Mack Videos. All right, at Kev Mack Videos. Assalamu alaikum, nene tuti. Thank you. Mashallah.